And welcome once again to another episode of S2E42 Productions Presents
J&M, Solve the World. I am James.
And I am Matt. And tonight will be the very first podcast with our brand new sign.
It's just
too sweet. Let's move the bottle real quick. And let's see if I can get in there. Probably can't, but I'll put the logo up here. Anyways.
There you go.
Courtesy of Laser Mafia in Vero Beach, Florida. You may have heard the podcast with James and James and Dwight and myself. Amazing. I mean, the sign is just fucking amazing.
Yep. And now you don't have to spend 30, 40 minutes superimposing our logo.
Yes. And whenever we do get it hung, because we haven't hung it yet.
I had to work today. So
yeah. And
so keep subscribing.
Yes. Please.
Get this thing rolling.
If you're watching on YouTube, please go to our Spotify channel and subscribe. Hit the little notification button so you know when we upload a new podcast. And if you're watching this on Spotify or listening on Spotify or one of the other platforms, please go to our YouTube channel. It's J&M Solve the World. And subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when a new episode is uploaded. Like, share us with your friends. If we are friends on YouTube, or I'm sorry, on the Book of Face, and you see that I post that the podcast is live,
right?
Share it with your friends.
Exactly. Because we want to get this big enough to where we can actually get demonetized from YouTube for saying something that they don't like.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I would rather, oh my God. That'd just be a bad... That'd be a bad time.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys said this and it offended this group.
Okay.
You know who we are? Tonight I want to talk about...
You think you know me?
Tonight I want to talk about weird shit.
Weird shit.
Off the wall shit. Shit that doesn't make sense. But it does. And I'm gonna start.
I was hoping you do because I'm sitting there thinking some weird shit that don't make sense. That I can think of some stuff that could probably get us demonetized if we were monetized right now.
Okay, so just a few moments ago, I opened up a can of bean dip, and I opened up a bag of nacho cheese Doritos.
Right. And
you tried it. I love nacho cheese Doritos and bean dip. They go together like peanut butter and honey.
Okay.
Works.
It works. I don't know if it goes together that well, but it works.
I mean, they're good on their own.
Well, it's going to the restaurant and getting your chips, and then you got your refried beans and your guacamole and everything, and yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
so what was weird about that?
Not a lot of people would ever do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've never met anybody that like goes out of their way to purchase both of them at the same time.
Okay.
They'll eat it.
Right.
But I mean, okay, it's like okay, there's this one Mexican restaurant in Kansas City. Great food. Love their shredded chicken tacos. Oh, so good. Their chips are always hot when they bring them out. The sauce, the salsa, quote unquote, salsa, is always warm. But it's like a marinara sauce. It's not really salsa.
It's not picante or salsa.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going out of my way to go to that Mexican restaurant to eat the chips and salsa. I'm going up there because the food is good. Then I've been to some Mexican restaurants in the Kansas City metro area the food is okay, but their chips and salsa are on fucking point.
Right.
I'll go out of my way to get the chips and salsa.
Right.
Fuck the rest of the food.
I mean, because how bad can you fuck up a burrito or enchiladas?
Tacos.
Tacos.
I mean, the number one way to fuck up a taco is to bring me ground beef tacos when I clearly ordered shredded chicken.
Oh, well, yeah. Or if you want steak tacos and you get ground beef, and they're like, oh, no, that's ground up steak. No, that's fucking ground beef, motherfucker.
Or if you bring me ground beef tacos and I clearly ordered fish. And if you ever see me ordering fish tacos, immediately call the police, call in the National Guard because something is fucking wrong.
I'm calling that agency that's investigating the, what do they call them now? It's not UFOs, but I'm going to call that agency because you have definitely been
abducted.
Yeah, you've been abducted, or you're like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and it's not you.
Or your next line will be, I have come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Exactly. Okay, on that same weird line.
Okay.
Everybody loves McDonald's French fries. They're rated the best French fries of all fast food restaurants, hands down. And I will agree for the first 2 minutes after they come out of the fryer. They're fucking delicious.
Oh, yeah.
But once they get past, let's say 100 degrees.
Yeah.
They're just wet turds, kind of, you know.
Mm.
I can eat Hardee's curly fries even when they get cold.
Okay.
And still go, not bad.
Speaking of French fries,
Mm-hmm.
Arby's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, generally, when people go to Arby's, they get curly fries or the potato cakes.
Which the curly fries at Arby's are just like the same fries at Hardee's or Carl's Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are the same thing.
Right. Well, it depends on what part of the country
Yes.
you live in.
Yes.
So to our fans on the West Coast that
Yes.
have a Carl's Jr., that's Hardee's here.
Right.
So,
Arby's has crinkle cut fries.
mm-hmm.
I will go to Arby's to get crinkle cut fries.
Mm-hmm. One little local mom and pop shop around here,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ed's.
Oh, yes, yes.
They're Suzy Q's.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Suzy Q fries, they're about an 1/8 inch in diameter.
They're the shoestring fries,
Right.
but they're curly.
Right.
And
Which I think they actually use potatoes.
Yes.
And they have a slicer
Yes.
that makes that. So
Yes.
that's what does it right.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because it's a real potato. It's not this
Right.
processed bullshit,
Right.
frozen potato shit.
Yeah. You think of Freddy's or Five Guys, for those of you who are not around this area that can get to Mr. Ed's, but you think of Freddy's, you think of Five Guys, you think of any shoestring French fries. And now you take that French fry and you curl it up.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I say, I think they stick that thing in a spud and they go,
Yep.
and they cut it out and they cut it, and it's all, Suzy Q's.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
One of the best fries I've ever had in my life,
Okay.
and it's not a fucking restaurant.
Okay.
The Dallas County Shrine Club. And the last couple times I've been over there, they haven't done it. They've had frozen or Rita fries. But they used to. They had a potato slicer.
What the fuck?
They washed the potato,
Yep.
skin on it, sliced it into fries. Sliced it into fries. Sliced it into fries. Oh, let's add a couple sweet potatoes. Shunk. Onions. deep fry all that shit together. Oh my God. It don't matter if it's right out of the fucking grease or if they've been sitting there for a while. Those are freaking excellent. Especially with if you Ann's done the fried potatoes with sweet potatoes.
Yep.
And you get, and I never, growing up as a kid, I thought the only way you could have sweet potatoes was at Christmas time with
Thanksgiving, or with brown sugar and marshmallows,
and all that shit. No, you can fry them motherfuckers, and they are good.
Yeah,
especially mixed with regular fried. Like a 4 or 5 to 1 Idaho to a sweet potato ratio. So you just get that little bit of sweet in there. It's like, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, so growing up, when mom and dad were married. Dad was and still is a very meat potatoes type of person. Mm-hmm. So we would have potatoes at pretty much every meal. Mm-hmm. Dinner time, mashed potatoes or fried potatoes. Mm-hmm. Now, fried potatoes always got ketchup on them.
Okay.
That's the way that it was.
Right.
If you're going to put anything on it, other than salt and pepper, it's going to be ketchup.
See, my preferred is just a little bit of salt and pepper, and
right. But I mean, it.
I don't even eat ketchup on my fries very often.
No.
Every once in a while, at a restaurant or something, and you can tell they're like the frozen fries. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll dip them.
Now, if I go to Arby's and I'm eating inside, I'll mix the ketchup with the Arby's sauce. Mm-hmm. But I mean, most of the time I eat fast food, I'm driving, and it's like if I get like nuggets, whether they be the Mick nuggets or the nuggets from the redhead girl, they always ask, "What kind of sauce would you like?" I'm fucking driving here.
Yeah.
How about none?
Yeah.
Because that's all I need. I mean.
Pow! Or shit.
Or got it set on my center console, and I'm like, dip, son of a bitch. How the fuck am I supposed to text and dip my nuggets while I'm driving? Come on,
What's
guys.
the one that does the commercial where you dip your fries in your ice cream?
Oh, that's Wendy's.
Yeah.
Have you tried that? The fries in the Frosty.
Yeah.
I have. Not a fan.
Not a fan?
No.
I can see where the sweet and the salty could go together, but I've never tried that.
Wendy's fries, again, I rank them up above McDonald's because I like the natural cut fries.
And you heard what I said about McDonald's.
Yeah.
They're great. 2 minutes out of the fryer.
Yes.
And after that, no.
Yeah. Unless you have an air fryer.
Right.
But how many people have an air fryer in their vehicle?
Probably none. Well,
I mean, it's
very few.
I don't know. That'll be a question for Andrew next time he's here.
All right.
We can ask him if he has an air fryer in his big rig.
Yeah. He might have on his over-the-road big rig, but I don't know about this one.
I mean, my dad had a hot water boiler.
Right.
When he drove over the road, he ate a lot of ramen.
There's...
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't ramen. It was the dried Lipton soups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lipton soup mix works good in a dip.
I've heard that.
You mix it with cream cheese and stuff like that. Yep. You take like the French onion soup mix and mix that in some cream cheese and everything. Basically make your own French onion dip,
Oh.
or put it in your hamburger.
Yes.
When you're making your patties and shit.
Yeah, I've heard people do that. Something that's weird that doesn't seem like it should go together, but it goes well together. And I'm going to take it back to a previous alcohol review. The Elvis Midnight Snack.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I mean, It's a
peanut butter and
banana bacon flavored whiskey that fucking works. I'm tempted. I want to try the sandwich.
I want to do the full blown.
Yes.
Peanut butter, banana with bacon strips.
Now, the back of the bottle said it was bacon grease.
Right. Well, I guess you could toast your bread in a iron skillet with bacon grease.
Yeah.
And then your peanut butter banana. Yeah. Nah, I want some bacon on that motherfucker. Just
fuck yes. I mean, why not?
It's like
we're red-blooded Americans.
America.
Fuck yeah. Come to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
Our friends in Ukraine now are going, oh, these stupid Americans. They're so rich, they can put peanut butter, bananas, and bacon on a sandwich.
Yeah.
This is why Russia hates you.
Not my fault.
Yeah.
Russia used to have the largest McDonald's in the world.
They still have a McDonald's, don't they?
Nope. They closed it down.
Did they close it all down?
Yeah.
Well.
A 2-story fucking McDonald's.
Wow.
And you thought, for those that drive across I-44 through Oklahoma, between Joplin, Missouri, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's a McDonald's that stretches across all 4 lanes of the highway.
Yep.
Now, years ago.
I ate there the last time we came up through that way.
Yeah. Years ago. First time that Vez, Chris, and I went to Oklahoma, they had the glass blocks in the floor to where you could look down and see the cars passing underneath you.
Right.
And it is a destination stop because it's a toll-free exit to get gas and to eat.
Right.
You don't have to pay a toll.
Right.
Let's see here. Something else that you don't think should work, but it does, and it's off the wall. Keanu Reeves playing a action hero. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, if you're...
Things are strangely afoot at Circle K, bro.
Right. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Bill and Ted and everything.
Hell yeah.
And then to see him in The Matrix.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Dun, 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 dun.
But then to see him in John Wick.
Yeah.
Is a 50-something-year-old man.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, okay.
But he's believable.
Yes.
In all of it.
Well, okay, The Matrix, it's a sci-fi.
Well, it's sci-fi.
Yes.
But, I mean, you believe him in the part.
Right.
That's what I mean. You don't...
But in the John Wick movies...
A lot of people think The Matrix may be what we're living in. You know, those...
really?
Tinfoil hat wearing people.
Oh, you mean the flat earthers?
Yeah.
Those fucking dipshits.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the thing is John Wick...
Mr. Wick.
It's honestly, it's more believable.
Oh, yeah.
Because it takes place in the modern time. You know, there's nothing over the top. I mean, yeah, okay, the fights are choreographed, but it's a movie.
Right.
But I think what really legitimizes,
I don't know. Something like that.
The thing that makes the John Wick movies legit, there we go.
There you go. Too legit to quit.
Yeah. Too legit to quit. Oh, anyways, the training videos. Mm-hmm. Because he went to train, and he has gone to train with Taryn from Taryn Tactical.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done the 3 guns, and he practices shooting.
Plus he's also studied jiu-jitsu.
And Muay Thai and Taekwondo and karate. And Yes, and he practices that stuff.
Right.
And the fact that even when he's not doing a John Wick movie, he's still doing that training.
And probably one of the most legit good guys.
Oh, God, yes.
You know, I mean...
The dude rides a subway.
You don't, you don't hear fucked up shit about him.
No.
And a lot of his money goes to charity.
Yeah. I mean, the John Wick 5, the stuntman from
There's only been 4.
No, the John Wick 5, like the 5 people that did
okay.
The stunt coordinator and everything like that. Keanu, out of his own pocket, went and bought them all Rolexes and had them engraved.
Yeah.
And presented them all to him.
Cool.
I mean, the guy, I think it was John Wick 2. He presented all the stuntmen with the motorcycle company that he's part owner of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, presented them all with those motorcycles.
Yeah.
Now, I got it. You can get a tax write-off for that. Blah, blah, blah. You still got to pay for everything, though.
Right.
And, he's not doing it because he wants to be, it's like Sam Kinison. Kinison gave to the missionaries and helped out Methodist families the whole time he was doing comedy.
Yeah.
And the whole time that he left the ministry.
Right.
But he never wanted his name attached to it. Much like Denzel Washington gives a lot of money to the Ronald McDonald House.
Right.
Because he believes, or I'm sorry, not the Ronald McDonald House, the Fisher House. He believes in our military and our military families.
I gave 30 cents to the Ronald McDonald House.
At McDonald's?
At McDonald's. Yeah. I rounded up.
Yeah.
Because I've had experience with the Ronald McDonald House, not me personally, but people I've known.
Right.
And it's,
Right. And that's the thing is, what does a clown and hamburgers got to do with helping families?
Yeah. Well, it means you get to stay for free while your kids are in the fucking hospital.
Right. And that's what the Fisher House does for the military.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's only open to military or veteran, so it's kind of an exclusive club.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Wow, I don't know why. Everything is sticky over here.
I would not have a clue. For those of you that want to know, there's going to be a J&M Solve the World bloopers
at the end of the year. Now, those that are watching, those that are listening, know this. There is one blooper that will never hear the light of day.
Right.
Because
that wasn't a blooper. That was an edit.
Well, no, I mean, it could still be considered a blooper.
Yeah. But
that blooper cost me fucking...
The reason it was edited is because, no, we can't do that. So, but there's a couple after darks that could be bloopers.
Oh, my God. Purple! Okay. Fuck, I lost my...
Purple.
Something that is weird, should not work, is blasphemous, but seems to work because they're still building them. The Mustang Mach-E. A 4-door electric Mustang.
Yeah. Just build an SUV and be done with it. Don't call it a Mustang, please. I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you want to do a family...
Another blasphemous thing is a new Chevy Blazer.
Ugh.
That is not a fucking Chevy Blazer. It's an Equinox with some different badging on it. That's all that fucking thing is. It's just...
Look, if you want to give me a family car and call it a Mustang, well, by God, fucking build that station wagon 67 Mustang.
That prototype?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That thing looks better. It's a fastback. Started life as a fastback, but it's got the station wagon end on it, and it looks badass.
Yeah. The one 4-door car when I heard they were first coming out, that I was like going, oh, that is not going to fucking work, is when they reintroduced the Charger.
Yeah.
As a 4-door. I'm going, are you fucking kidding me? That is going to be the ugliest fucking car. And then I seen a police car.
Yeah.
That was painted the old style, black and white.
Yep.
The doors were white. Everything else was black. And I'm like going, oh, okay, that's badass. I'm sorry.
Well, and the first couple of ones, they were like the Intrepids, because that's what they took the place of.
Right.
When the current body style of the Charger, with the scoop on the doors and everything like that, it's got that kind of a throwback. It's still a 4-door.
Oh, it's got the throwback, the front end and the quarter panels and everything. That front end, when it pulls up behind you, it looks like it's going to come up and just eat your fucking car.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
I mean...
pretty badass.
Now, anybody can say whatever the fuck they want to say about the Pony Wars, but there's only one true winner.
Mm-hmm.
And that car has been continually made since 1964 and a half.
Yep. I agree there.
I mean, it's statistics.
Every year there's been a Mustang.
Yes.
Since 64 and a half.
Yes.
There hasn't been a Camaro or a Firebird every year.
Or a Challenger or a Charger.
Right.
And AMC Javelin or... No.
Well, AMC went away in the fucking 70s, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we want to get technical about it. But, yeah, I mean, but...
And Camaro is going away again.
That's what I heard.
And I'm like, well, what the fuck's NASCAR going to do now? Because the Camaros are in the Cup Series as well as the Xfinity Series.
Well, and the Mustang is in the series.
It's in the Cup Series now.
Yes.
It started out just in the Xfinity. It was the Mustangs and Camaros started out in the Xfinity Series, which Toyota still has a 4-door Camry.
Yeah.
As a 2-door car.
Yes.
It was a 4-door front-wheel drive car that in NASCAR is a rear-wheel drive 2-door car.
Right. Well, and
Come on, Toyota, build a 2-door pony car.
Well, okay.
Rear-wheel drive.
You know, NASCAR had the Thunderbird for the longest time. Then they switched to the Taurus.
Well, they had the Thunderbird at the same time that Chevrolet had done the Monte Carlo.
Yep.
And then they switched to the Taurus, which I thought was, I mean, it's like the Camry. The Taurus was a 4-door front-wheel drive fucking car.
Yes.
Then they went to the Fusion.
Yeah.
For a while.
But again, front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive, 4-door car.
Yeah.
Chevrolet stayed with the Monte Carlo for a long time because when I went to Bristol in 2002, they were still racing the Monte Carlo.
Yep.
And then they went from the Monte Carlo to the Impala.
Yep.
Which was a 4-door front-wheel drive car.
Yep.
And then they went to that Chevy SS.
Yeah.
Which was not made in, it was made in Canada. Or not made in Canada, it was made in Australia.
Yep.
And it was a kind of a badass car, but here again, it was a 4-door, but I think it was a rear-wheel drive car.
Right. But, you know.
But it had like, you know, because I looked them up at Reliable, and you could get one.
Yeah.
And it was like a 6-liter fucking V8.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's kind of badass. But then that kind of went away, and they went to the Camaro.
Right. But, I mean, the thing is car manufacturers lost what NASCAR stands for.
Yeah, used to be win on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Yeah.
Because that car that won the race on Sunday was just like the car you could buy at the dealership on Monday without the roll cage and the different motor stuff. But the body and everything was that car.
National Automotive Stock Car Racing
Association.
Yeah. Stock Car Association.
But if you remember Days of Thunder, son, there ain't nothing stock about a stock car.
Right, but
back in the old days, back in the 50s, 60s, even early 70s, it was the car that you could buy at the dealership that they took.
Yep.
Took all the glass out of it, put a roll cage in it. It's kind of like the bomber class or the street stock class or whatever you want to call it now. But that's what NASCAR was.
Yeah.
And even back then, when Ford came out with the 429,
yep,
they were racing the 429 to keep up with that 426 Hemi that Dodge had.
Yep.
And NASCAR went to Ford and said, how many of these motors do you have in cars that can...
Production cars.
And I was like, well, none. It's like, well, you can't race that because they were racing the Torino back then.
Yes.
It's like, you can't race that engine unless it's in at least 500 production cars. And that was where the 429 Boss Mustang came from.
Yep. And the 429 Cobra Jet Torinos.
Uh-huh. But they came later with that 429 Boss. They put it in 500 cars that year.
Yep.
So if you can find one of those cars, that's worth a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I watched an episode of Fast and Loud, and Richard and Dennis went to Alaska because they heard somebody had an actual triple black, numbers matching 429 Boss in a container.
Oh, man.
And they did. And they brought it back to Dallas. They detailed it. Made sure that, they made sure it started before it left Alaska. Mm-hmm. But it didn't fucking matter. They were going to tear that motor down and rebuild it anyways to keep numbers matching. Mm-hmm. And they took it to Barrett, and they made a fucking mint.
Oh, yeah.
But, again,
Do you remember Hubert's down in Urbana?
Vaguely.
Ford dealership?
Yeah, vaguely.
He had 2 or 3 of those 429 Torino Cobras.
Yeah. Roy Hurd. There in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. When they built the new dealership, which is now the school board, I think out there by Cash Savers. When they bought that one, the body shop showroom, which was off the square, had, I think it was Steve's Cobra Jet Torino. Mm-hmm. Because Roy had a 66 notchback that he drove in all the parades.
Right.
And he had an aftermarket stereo in the glove box.
Was it white?
Yeah, I think so. White or cream, something like that.
Because he was probably part of the Mustang group at the Shrine.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he had Steve Hurd had a, I think it was Steve Hurd, had a Cobra Jet Torino.
Torino, yeah.
Oh, my God. Starsky and Hutch.
There you go.
I mean, it's like we were talking about a few weeks ago with Andy about the whole cab over trucks. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be red with the white stripes, and you got to have a monkey in it and everything.
Right.
Well, if you're gonna have a Cobra Jet Torino,
it's got to be red with that white stripe.
yeah, that white hockey stripe.
Yep.
But it's the same as having a 77 Trans Am.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't black and gold,
yeah,
get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Did I tell you about that? When I worked at Bill Roberts back in the early 90s, a guy traded in, it was a Firebird. Mm-hmm. It was a 70, I want to say 76, 77 Firebird.
Yeah.
And it was black with the gold stripes, but it wasn't a Trans Am. It was,
right.
In fact, it was a V6.
Oh, God.
Firebird.
Okay.
Of course, all throttle body, so it didn't go down the road very fucking fast. But he traded it in, and it was, he'd bought it, and I don't guess it ever left his fucking garage. It still had the sticker in the fucking window when he bought that motherfucker new.
Damn.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, because we're sitting there looking at that sticker going, holy shit, this car, I think it sold new for $5,600 or $6,000.
Probably.
Yeah. But there was nothing wrong with it. The paint was great and everything, because it sat inside its whole fucking life. You know?
So when I worked at Roy Hurd, a guy came in, and this was in 97, traded in a 77 Seafoam Green Thunderbird.
Mm.
Thick shag carpeting that was not matted. Mm-hmm. The power windows and locks, everything still worked. Mm-hmm. It had the little Thunderbird etched in the little bitty windows on the side. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It had 77,000 original miles.
Had a hood that you could land a Piper Cub on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He traded straight across for a 97 SC Thunderbird in that shimmering weird color that Ford did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just straight across.
I wonder if our listeners can hear Aiden going by right now. Boom, boom, boom.
Is he going by, or is he leaving his house?
He's going by.
Oh,
whether he's leaving or going, one or two, he's going by.
Yeah.
I just heard my headphones vibrating.
Yeah. You may have seen the sign go. But we will have this hung at some point.
Oh yeah.
Don't know when. Because unlike some other people, we are working stiffs.
Yep.
And we live in two different areas. Mm-hmm. We are coming to you live-ish from the...
Live as we record.
Yes. From the Stu Him Production Studios in the big metropolis of Rimbey, Missouri. Not to be confused with Rimbey, Alberta, Canada.
No. It's way colder up there.
Yeah. Eh?
Eh?
Yeah.
Hoser. Eh?
Take off, you hoser.
Take off. That's where Bob and Doug McKenzie come from. They fell into a vat of beer and didn't make it out. Sorry, boys.
We got to get him a toque.
The toque? Yeah.
A toque.
Weird shit that.
Who was the first person to figure out that root beer tastes good on vanilla ice cream? I mean, how did that shit come about?
Maybe somebody had a bowl of vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah. And they took a drink of root beer. It hit them in the throat wrong, and they went. They're like, oh, fuck, I just ruined my ice cream. They took a taste of it and went, That shit's pretty fucking good.
This sounds like a commercial that I've seen for years. Oh, yeah, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah.
You got your chocolate bar and my peanut butter. You got your peanut butter on my chocolate bar. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I forgot. We've got sound effects.
But who knows?
Because it's not the same with soft serve ice cream. No, it's got to be scooped.
Yeah. A&W root beer.
Yeah, it has to be A&W root beer.
Yeah.
I mean, Barks is okay. I mean,
it was probably A&W that first invented the float.
Oh, could be.
I would say
because it's called a root beer float.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was probably a couple drunk employees one night, kind of like you and Chris and Vez working at the Sonic store.
Vez never worked at Sonic.
Okay, well,
but it is Chris and I.
You and Chris and he who shall not be named.
Yeah,
and you know those late nights when it's fucking slow, you're like going,
oh,
what if we took fucking ice cream and put root beer in it? That's fucking good.
Do you know who also worked at that Sonic store with Chris and I and he who shall not be named? Our resident, current law enforcement agent who is one of the longest serving DARE agents in the state of Missouri. Deputy Jason Lacey.
There you go. Shout out, Jason.
Hope you're doing good.
Yep.
Yeah,
you probably experiment a little bit.
I mean, we may or may not have.
Did you create anything that's become a world changer? No.
For us, yes.
Yeah, but for that caught on with the rest of the population.
We couldn't sell it to the rest of the population because they were underage.
No.
We were underage. But you take the soft serve vanilla ice cream, and instead of adding milk, you add Kahlua. And then you put it. That is so good.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, I doubt you could go to Sonic today and order a sumo burger and anybody would know what you were talking about. That was 4 patties, 4 things of bacon, jalapenos between every patty, and then everything on the salad bar. Ketchup, mustard, mayo, hickory sauce, onions, pickles, lettuce, tomato, and then more jalapenos. And then we're going to put chili on top.
Oh, shit.
Squish it all together to get it into the steamer. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. To where the cheese is definitely melted and everything. Oh, my God. I've only met 2 people who's ever been able to eat the whole thing in one sitting. Yeah. They were huge.
Yeah.
They were so huge.
They were so huge. It was wonderful.
They were the biggest and the hugest cooks in Sonic history in Buffalo, Missouri. I tell you, no one's ever been bigger.
They were the best.
They were the greatest.
Greatest.
They were there to serve Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley.
Like.
Okay. I'm hiding. Son of a bitch.
Got ear mites?
No, my ears are sweating. Because it's rather warm in here. Even though that we don't have Andrew Bullwinkle, Andy, sitting here. Because that's generally when I get like, oh my God. I am so glad we don't have an infrared camera.
Oh, shit.
because I would turn it on and you could just see the heat coming off of him. And I don't know what our room, what our sleeping arrangements are going to be in St. Louis for the.
I thought you said we all had our own beds.
No, we do.
Oh, okay.
But how they're situated in the area. Yeah, he's probably going to have to be in a corner all by himself with a window open so the rest of us don't burn up. But we will be on the ground floor.
Cool.
That I guarantee.
Cool.
Because, yeah, definitely.
Is Merle going with us?
He hasn't said anything to me. But Wayne is.
Right.
And Wayne has said that, dude, I can climb stairs. Yeah, you can.
But we're old. We don't want to.
But
so
why?
Right.
If you don't have to, why? Now, when we do the podcast in St. Louis, between the two shows, those of our listeners may or may not notice the J&M Solve the World shirts that we will be wearing.
Yes.
And they will be available for a nominal fee.
Right.
What that fee is, I don't know yet because
You're talking about a concert worn
No.
T-shirt?
No.
That'd be a very nominal fee.
Yes. If you want
if there's fans out there that would love to have a concert worn J&M Solve the World shirt, we might think about that.
Now, I would like to.
Because you got a fan that would probably want a stinky matte concert worn shirt.
Possibly. I mean, I would like
or two.
I would like to think that girl that got my sweaty palm or my sweaty pit drenched shirt at the Jackal concert in 1997? 98.
Yeah.
I would like to think that she still has it and she still thinks about me.
Yeah.
Because I had to buy another shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And how much of a fucking kick in the dick is that? You got to buy your own shirt. But she had nice boobs from what I can remember.
She was female in her heartbeat.
And she wanted my shirt.
Yeah.
Not a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told her, oh, we got them for sale back there at the merch booth. No, I want your shirt. I don't know if she did that. Fuck. I had lights in my eyes. I think it was a girl. Could have been a high pitched dude. Fuck, yeah. I don't know.
You just said $20.
$20, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If you don't put that in my hand, then you owe me. My jungle love. Oh. What the fuck is this gay shit? Morse Day in the motherfucking time.
I told you about seeing them guys in St. Louis, didn't I?
Jay and Silent Bob or Morse Day in the time?
Morse Day in the motherfucking time.
Oh, my God.
They were having a big barbecue festival. It was the last time. No, it wasn't the last time. It might have been the first time that me and Jack went up there to see Sean for Guys Weekend.
Okay.
And we'd been down to Union Station, went to the Hard Rock.
Yep.
Did all that. Well, they had this barbecue music festival going on there in the park.
Okay.
I mean, it's right there at the foot of the fucking arch. You know?
Yeah.
And we're walking back down, and I hear, doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh. And I'm like,
what?
That's Morse Day in the motherfucking time. And sure enough, it was. And we're walking right through there, and there's this black couple walking up towards us, and this guy, he was 6'6", 260, you know.
Yeah.
And his wife was about 5'2", 250. And she was just getting down.
Oh yeah.
And Sean goes, "Get down with your bad self, sister." And I'm going, "God damn, this guy's gonna whoop our ass." He just smiled, and it's like, cool, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But no, we got to sit there and watch Morris Day in the fucking time for a little while. It was like, that's cool.
Speaking of which, I saw on Facebook somebody. It was one of those, the perfect Halloween costume doesn't exist, and it's a little kid dressed like Prince from Purple Rain. Mm-hmm. He's got the jacket, he's got the guitar, he's got the fake mustache.
Right.
One parent is dressed in a black bodysuit with the dark clouds and the purple raindrops.
Oh, shit.
The other parent is dressed like a dove.
Oh, fuck.
Bro. You know what? I'm going to go up.
Was the dove crying?
If it's not, then
it should be.
It was a wasted fucking time.
Yeah.
I will go on record right now, right here on J&M Solve the World, and say this. Prince is one of my guilty pleasures. Every fucking time, I can't be in a bad mood listening to Prince.
Yeah. Besides the fact, he's a hell of a guitar player.
Well, he's a hell of a musician.
Period, yeah.
The 1999 album, he played all the parts. He was Dave Grohl before Dave Grohl was Dave Grohl.
Or
Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Less industrial, more just straightforward rock and roll. But yeah, I mean, his guitar playing was fucking phenomenal.
He was Wolfgang Van Halen before Wolfgang Van Halen.
He was Wolfgang Van Halen before Eddie Van Halen.
Who we're going to see December 3rd.
November.
I said November.
Oh, it sounded like you said December.
No, November 3rd. We're going to get to see Wolfie.
Yes.
And his band.
Mammoth WVH. I can't fucking wait, dude. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's number one, that trip is going to be fucking awesome. That's going to be our guys' weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that you get to share it not only with your grandson, but you get to share it with me.
Well, yeah.
I mean...
And Dwight.
And Dwight and Wayne and Andrew and A.A. Ron. Yeah, that's his name now on.
A.A. Ron.
Yeah. It's in my phone as A.A. Ron.
There you go.
I've only got, I mean, there's only one person that I know, like actually know that I've known since grade school named Aaron. And for the longest time, when we were in school, his nickname was Chuck. And when we were freshmen, we were all playing football, and we were, Aaron's brother Bart was a senior when we were freshmen, and we always had parties, like Saturday nights, not Friday nights because, well, they all played football.
Right.
So Saturday nights, we'd have a party at the house, and this guy, John, was coming down he was always there, and he looked at Aaron one night, and he's like, "Aaron, what kind of a man's name is Aaron? From now on, you're known as Chuck." And it stuck. And for me, at the time, I was wearing a trench coat all the time. I had an Army, an OD green trench coat, and I had a black trench coat. And, of course, U2 with the edge and everything. And it was like, "Matt, what kind of a man's name is Matt? From now on, your name is Edge." And it stuck for the longest time. And then my friend Chad, he was kind of a smaller guy, kind of weird, sort of. And there was a guy on Gunsmoke went by the name Frog.
Okay.
And John did that to Chad. And it stuck for a while. But with Aaron, he quit answering to Chuck senior year in high school. He's sitting in a class, and he's got an underclassman sitting next to him, a female. And she looks at Aaron, and she starts talking about this guy named Chuck, how much of a fucking prick he was, and how self-centered he was, not realizing
she's talking to Chuck.
Yeah, that they're the same person.
Right.
That's when he's like, okay, this shit has gotten fucking out of hand. So, like, it like stopped right there. It's kind of like Chris and the nickname Spoo.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with me. I mean, I've been, I'm James.
You've been James for as long as I've known you.
People, that's my name. People want to call me Jim. I'm like, no, it's James.
Yeah.
But then I got called Stu a lot.
Yep.
And then the girls from Halfway, when we were cruising Bolivar, and my best friend Bart at the time.
Yep.
He's like, started dating a girl from Halfway, and her little sister and all her little friends called me Stewie. I'm like, okay, whatever.
But you didn't have a dog named Brian.
No.
Wasted fucking time.
There wasn't no dog named Brian at that time.
There was nobody named Stewie either.
This was the 80s still.
Yes. Hell, when you were in high school, The Simpsons weren't even out yet.
Nope.
That's how old he is, folks.
It is.
And in actuality, believe it or not, The Simpsons is the longest running original television show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the longest running episodic television show, as far as episodes go, is Monday Night Raw. It started in 93, but they don't take time off. It's every week.
Yeah. Even during the pandemic.
Yep.
Even during the writers' fucking strike.
Apparently, the WWE writers weren't part of that union.
Yeah, because they're...
Because Vince would be like, you're fired.
Yeah. You're fired.
I love what you do. You've got a great thing going. You're just not fit for the company. You're fired.
Yeah. No, Vince does it better.
Oh, yeah. And...
Maybe that's his next deal.
Celebrity Apprentice?
Run for president.
Not with that mustache.
Well, I mean... He's only 76. He'd be a young man.
No. I don't want to know about all the fucking scandals. I don't want to know about him fucking juicing or anything like that.
What's that got to do with you running for president? No,
What is grabbing by the pussy got to do with you being president?
Well, that's what part of Vince's scandals is too. So I think he's okay. I mean, we know Trump ain't juicing. The only juicing he's doing is
spray tan.
Spray tan. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh man.
But at least the Vince one, we could say to Putin, our president could whip your president's ass.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's 74, 75, but he's still fucking jacked.
Yeah. I mean.
And he looks like Snidely Whiplash now.
No.
Now that I'm president.
But I gotta say that picture in the White House with Trump and it was in the Oval Office, it was Trump, Marlena, and then it was Vince and Linda and Stephanie and Triple H and Shane and it was like majority of these people have all been, all but one have been stunned by Stone Cold.
Right.
And it was Marlena is the only person.
Melania.
Melania,
yeah. Because there was a Marlena.
Oh,
That was Dustin Rhodes.
Oh,
Goldust's
yeah.
wife's character. It was Marlena.
I think his ex-wife now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His wife at the time.
Yes.
I can't remember her real name.
Melania? No.
Melania? No.
And she never did a play out or a layout in Playboy.
No. Melania did. Not in Playboy, but there's naked pictures of her out there.
Ivana did too.
The first lady to ever you could find naked pictures of.
Now, the first person to be associated with the president in a non-scandalous way to pose for Playboy was Ronald Reagan's stepdaughter, Patty Davis. She was Nancy's daughter from a previous marriage.
Ah.
Yeah, she did a layout.
Did you?
Yep. And then I remember this was after Bush won the election from I can't remember who ran against him in 88.
Oh, Bob or Mondale.
I thought Mondale ran against Reagan in 84. Or did he run again in 88? Anyways, they did an interview with Ron Reagan Jr. And he was talking about after Bush got inaugurated. And it's like the Secret Service just turned around and walked away. He's like, it's never been the, it was the scariest moment in my life, but it was also the biggest relief of my life. Because now I could live my life like a normal person, but now I don't have any protection.
Who was that?
Ron Reagan Jr.
Why did he have protection at that? Oh, because
even though he was an adult, he was still one of the president's children.
Right. Okay.
And it's just like with GW's second term. His daughters were in college, but they still had Secret Service.
Well, there's some wild children apparently.
Yeah.
There might be some naked photos of them floating around out there somewhere.
Polaroids. Now, I know Obama's daughters still had it because they were underage. I think until they turned like 18 or whatnot, they no longer had it. Because when Bill... Because Chelsea was still underage, but then when Hillary became Secretary of the State, Chelsea got the Secret Service again because of who Hillary was. Bill ain't got shit to worry about. He's got Secret Service till the day he dies.
Oh
yeah. Now when GW left office, they were trying to change it to where a former president would only have Secret Service for 20 years. But when GW left office, you still had Bush Sr., Clinton, Bush, Obama, Carter. I think Ford was still alive.
Could have been, yeah.
So, I mean, it's 6 living presidents.
Right.
And now, other than Carter, which... I'd like to know what fucking souls he fucking drank because he's outlived Reagan, Bush Sr. But, I mean, you've got, other than Carter, you've got Clinton, GW, Obama, Trump.
Which we discussed on the podcast on who we'd like to have in
Yes.
their interview.
The
20-year thing now wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
Between Biden and Trump.
And Carter. Please.
But I mean,
take my president.
I mean, the last
Please.
two, you get, okay, we're going to give you guys for 20 years, and after that, you're on your own. They're like, okay.
Well,
they're 80.
Yeah.
80 plus.
Right.
It's like, okay.
But, Clinton, GW, and Obama are young men.
Mm-hmm.
And even after the president dies, the first lady has Secret Service, I think, for a little while.
Isn't Carter's wife still alive? Or did she pass?
She probably already said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
I don't know. I think I don't. Google it. Strange things that we don't know.
I can see clearly now. No, wait, wrong song. I'm sorry. Google. There we go. Is
I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now.
Jimmy Carter's wife still alive? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. That's Wikipedia. I don't want Wikipedia. She campaigned for her husband's re-election bid in AD, blah, blah, blah. Okay. How old is Rosalind Carter? Rosalind Carter is 96 years old.
Wow.
She was born August 18th, 1927.
She's a year younger than my mom would have been. Is she still alive?
Yep. Does former President Jimmy Carter, have any children?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go, folks.
His brother Billy. He ain't still alive.
Well, and I mean, there's
I got a can of Billy beer down at Mom's house.
Amy, Jack, Donnell, and there was one more. I just saw it. I don't care to look it up again.
Mm-mm.
Just because.
Just
because. Because it's one of those weird things. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. No. I get it. He's a good humanitarian.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot for Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, yeah.
He has done a lot for other nations.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately...
won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes. And unfortunately, he took control of this country after one of the biggest controversial wars that we have ever had.
Mm-hmm.
The nation didn't know how to take care of our veterans.
Mm.
I mean, we were coming off.
That's where, and I don't mean this, some people are going to take this wrong, I know. But after the 9/11, well, even before Desert Storm,
yeah,
all that, and everybody's praising our troops and everything. I'm sitting there going, My brother was in Vietnam. He got spit on when he come home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was,
like I said, it was a very turmoil.
It was kind of one of them deals where I took offense for that generation.
Yeah.
Kind of like a lot of people take offense for other people now.
Yeah.
Which is stupid as fuck. But no, that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he got spit on when he came home from Vietnam.
Right.
And now we're seeing all this patriotism and and then 9/11 happened and the patriotism was really out there. It's like, that's cool. I like that. What'd you do for my brother and his
right.
brothers?
Right.
That's
why.
And now they're finally, after 50 fucking years, they're finally getting their recognition.
Well, and every Vietnam veteran that I've ever met since I joined the military in 1992, I have welcomed them home every single time, because it was a big wake-up call.
Because it had nothing to do with the soldiers that were sent over there.
Right.
That was their job. And they didn't have a fucking choice.
Right.
They got sent over there to do a fucking job. Whether it was a shitty fucking job that the government decided to put them into.
Right.
It wasn't their fucking choice.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you. Everything you got sent into.
Right.
I mean, you joined. Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the guys in Vietnam, they were either drafted or they joined another branch.
Yep.
So they wouldn't be drafted into the Army or whatever.
Right.
But still, they had to go. Unless you went to barber school or some shit like that.
Okay. So along those same lines, I'm gonna change it up a little bit.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk about off the wall weird shit that makes no fucking sense now. Just real quick.
What, going to Vietnam?
No. We're going to go further back.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the way, way, way back. Now, we here on J&M Solve the World are not a religious podcast.
Right.
We have our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those ideas is thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. The way that it was explained to me as a child, you can't say God damn.
Right.
Or Jesus Christ.
Right.
But then it was explained to me as an adult, as in the Crusades.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're slaughtering people in the name of
God,
the Lord.
Right.
Now,
just because they didn't believe the same way you did.
Right. So you've got the troops on the ground who are following orders. Where, if you do believe in the afterlife, where do you think they ended up?
Right.
I had a conversation with my chaplain in Iraq. And my chaplain in Iraq was fucking awesome. He was a straight metalhead before he went to seminary school. Like, we had sat and talked about Slayer and Maiden and Priest and Metallica and Anthrax and, I mean, talked about all kinds of stuff. And I asked him one time, because one of the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill. I'm in a war zone. It's inevitable that it's going to happen.
Right.
How am I going to be judged? And then he explained it as you are being threatened. And you are saving yourself.
Growing up as a kid, and we got into the 10 Commandments and everything. And I asked my dad that same question because I knew he'd been in war over in the European theater against Germany. or the Nazis, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what about this thou shalt not kill? He said, son, when you're in war, it's either you or them.
Right. Exactly.
You know. And it's what you're going back to as far as like the Crusades or the war on the Native Americans,
yep,
or any war we've been in,
mm-hmm,
or any war ever. If you can dehumanize
yes,
your opponent,
yes,
then it's okay,
right,
to kill them.
Yes. Because,
you know, like the Crusades, it's like, well, these are those heathen Muslims.
Yes.
And we're trying to spread the word of God.
Right. They don't speak my language.
Right.
I can't understand what they're saying.
Yep.
They must be perish.
Or like the Native Americans. They're heathens.
Right.
Look at how they live.
Oh, fuck yes.
Look at
uncivilized.
Look at what they do to each other. We did just as bad as shit.
You know, it's sad when one of the new wave of British heavy metal from England has a song that teaches you about your own history. Mm-hmm. And this song is called Run to the Hills.
Yep.
White man came across the seas. He brought us pain and misery. He killed our life. He killed our tribe.
And then we wrote a song similar to that called Engine.
But we spelled it Engine.
Just not to be derogatory.
Yes.
But if you listen to it, the Indians would be like going, yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Because a couple songs later, they'd be saying, fuck. Fuck you. For all the... Anyways. Yeah. I think we have rambled quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Completely lost sight of the original topic, but that's okay.
We always do.
That's why you continue to tune in every week.
We kind of came back to it. Unusual shit that,
you
know, why do we kill each other?
Right.
That's probably the most.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's kind of like, I just hope it don't break down that bad now in this country, because it seems like, oh, fuck, if you're a Republican, you can't be friends with a Democrat. If you're liberal thinking, you can't be friends with somebody who's a conservative thinking, because they're the enemy.
It started down that way with some people.
It's like, we're all Americans, people.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
It started down that path when a certain group was formed, and you had people not thinking of the big picture of this, what this group, quote unquote, stood for. You didn't think about the big picture. You just saw their message, and it was like, oh, that's wrong. And I'm not going to call this group out because it's not my place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to see the melting pot of America? You want to see where racism doesn't fucking live? Go to any infantry unit in the United States military, whether it's Army or Marine Corps.
Right.
You're going to find the biggest... You're going to find the most racist jokes aimed at everybody. Mm-hmm. But you're going to find no greater close-knit group of guys that are going to call each other brother than in an infantry unit.
Yep.
And they don't necessarily have to be infantry, because I was not a knuckle dragon rock eater. But, you know, anyways. Yeah. You have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions present
J&M Solve the World. I have been James.
And I have been Matt. And we came to you from the Stu Him Production Studios in Rimby, Missouri. And until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.